Welcome to the channel, everybody. Here's today's project. If you don't mind, hit like and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, how about going over to Rumble and watching it? All right, so we're going to put this stealth module in the truck today, and I've got a F350 that we'll be installing it in. So let's take it out of the box. All right, here's what you get in the box. Some instructions, sticker, couple wire ties, cable harness, and the stealth module. I haven't taken it out of the wrapper yet. Here's the module. Here's a comparison. Here's about how big it is. It's tiny. All right, we're gonna read the instructions and put it in. I'm thinking about it. Probably should have went over what the instructions actually said. It says unplug it, connect to one side, then it said connect the other side, then it said double check that all are securely connected together, and then it said mount the module away from heat moving parts, example passenger side or driver's side fender well. Good enough for us. Attention, the module must be removed prior to any service or inspection. That's if you have a warranty, otherwise nobody cares. And then here's the settings you should use on the switch. But then it says everyone has different preferences, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, service seemed to be, the service, the help that they're offering seems to be really good with this product. Haven't used it. All right, I'm gonna put up my trash. Here's my fully stock F350 that I'm gonna be putting the module in. I did have to open the door so that I can open the hood latch, and the instructions say here before installation, let your ECM sleep for at least 15 minutes with the key fob not located near the truck. So I've got the hood open, I've got the door closed on the truck, so I'm going to wait about 20 minutes before I do anything. But in the meantime, I'll try to find these connectors I got to use. The first thing I noticed right here is that the instructions have crappy pictures. These are fuzzy. They could be, I mean, with the technology in phones these days, you could use the phone to make a better picture than what they're sending. So I'm gonna try to get at the same angle they're at and find these sensors. All right, it says there's a better angle at it. So what I think they're talking about is the sensor that's up underneath there. Maybe that one right there. I've got dual alternators on this, so I think mine is a little bit different than what you get if you had a single alternator system. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get to that easily. I'm going to have to take the air intake off. Yeah. Remove the connectors from the devices here. I gotta pull this back. Press here. Pull that one out. There. Got the clamp part mostly loose already. Do my clips. Grab it, get it out of there. All right, I was able to pull the air filter holder out. I just wanted to show you the bottom of the air filter holder. It's got some pegs that go down there and grab the rubber grommets. These are the rubber grommets that it grabs. The boot is still on, but I did take the CAC pipe out. So now you have good access to this. There's a boot, like a rubber sleeve, pulled down over that. I gotta lift that up. All right, I've got the boot slid up. All right, here's what we have to put on there once we get that one off. As you can see, it has tabs on both sides that you have to press. So That means I got to be able to reach this side and the other side to get that one off. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, I got that pulled out. The secret is to don't worry about this side so much because it's easy to get to. Focus a little more on getting that side started first. But you got to press both of them at the same time. But I got it done, so there it is. Clearly, the one with the pin sticking out has to go here. The other side has to go down in there. So this is going to get plugged in line. One side is going to go to the stealth module, and one part is going to go to the rotary selector switch. So let me undo this, get it plugged in. All right, you see that little arrow right there on that connector? That same arrow exists right there. So when I pulled that up, the arrow was on that side. So I'm going to put this one with that arrow towards the front of the vehicle. Front of the vehicle. I can get this in there. Well, I'm trying it one-handed. All right, that's going to take two hands because it's not going down even. Just a second. All right, I've got that one on. Now I need to connect to this one. I need to connect to this one with this one. I really don't want it sitting over top of my alternator. So what I'm thinking about doing is curving it back over here in this little hollow that I have here and plugging them up over here. I think that's what I'm going to do, so that they're behind the CAC and where the turbo is. That way they're not over the alternator, stuck in between here and this little hole here. So if I ever need to get to it, it's back here where I can actually see it. So let me plug those up. All right, you see the arrows there, or V's, whatever you want to call them? Those need to line up. We're going to plug them up. All right, got it plugged up. I'm going to go ahead and try to slide that boot down as far as I can get it. About as far as it goes. All right, now that I've got them plugged up, I'm going to route this cable. I don't know, I'm going to have to figure out how to route this harness. I may put it in with this and lead it all the way over that way. One thing I would have liked to seen on this storage, on this housing, is a couple pad eyes, or a couple eyes for mounting screws. All right, this just kind of show you how I routed it. You can follow the tie wraps. Just routed it, come up out of there, routed it along, makes its way over there. All right, now to cut the tie wraps. Let's do that in. No tie wraps. Good to go. All right, got that tied there. Put the switch in moderate. All right, now let me get all my tools out of the way and we'll take it for a drive. All right, the first thing I'm doing, I'm putting my CAC pipe back in place. Ordinarily, this won't come out. But if this bracket here is out of the way, there is enough room up here for this round section to actually be, there is enough section up here for this part to be pulled through if this bracket is out of the way. The only reason I had to take that CAC out is because me, being the idiot I am, dropped a freaking screwdriver in my CAC pipe. Which happened to be a serendipitous occasion because it forced me to pull this out, which gave me plenty of room along with the air filter being out. So what I had to do is I had to take 6 bolts loose, and they are these 3 and the same 3 on the other side. Also, what I did was I took the 2 bolts out, holding my charge air cooler, my CAC, to the bracket. The other thing I did was I took 2 more brackets out, and when I took those out, I just gently laid this down. This cooler is also bolted to the bracket in 2 places, here and here. I just took those out. So basically what it come down to was these 4 bolts to hold these on, which were easy to get to. These 3 bolts over here to get to, which were also easy. And these 3 bolts. Now here's the only hiccup. There's a peg here, or was. Because I didn't have to lift this side up very much, this one stayed intact. But for the life of me, I have no idea how to get this peg out. So it's plastic, so I sheared it off. Oh well. If anybody knows what that's for, why it has to be there, let me know. It seems to be just to keep an alignment or something. I'm not real sure. Anyway, that allowed me to pull the CAC pipe out. Pulling the CAC pipe out made this a lot easier. One more thing about removing this bracket. The radiator has a strap on here. So you have to take this off. There's one on each side, one on the left, one on the right. So these do have to come off. All right, CAC pipes fully installed. All right, we're gonna put the air filter holder system back in place. There is a pipe there that has to go inside of that rear. We gotta make sure we get that seated, and then press the 3 pegs down into the holes. Need 2 hands to do this. I just so you know, when I pulled this up, what I did was I reached down behind here and grabbed under here, and I pulled it up. That's how I got it out of the holes easy. All right, got my clamps tight. Now I need to plug this back up. So I'll make sure the safety's out. It's out. Plug it up. Push my safety back in. Then reconnect this connector. Now I can put my air filter and the cover back on. This end hooks to nothing. It just goes up underneath there. Fresh air. I'm not sure why, but there it is. There's 2 of them. All right, the stealth module is installed. Put the key in and she started right up. No problems. All right, let her warm up for about 5 minutes. I have the rotary dial in moderate position. Oh, that's immediate response on the gas pedal. That's not normal. That is definitely not normal. Yeah, I'm barely feathering into the gas pedal. Barely. You can hear it run up quick. So right off the bat, throttle response seems to be improved. All right, get her on the road, then we'll talk about it. All right, here we go. Turn out on this road. All right, if you're expecting me to hot dog this truck, it ain't happening. seems to be a slight improvement. This is the moderate for empty driving position that we're in, so the truck already had pretty good power, so this seems like to be this seems to me a slight increase in throttle response, especially at the low speeds. Not too bad. As you can see, with a little bit of press, this truck's fully stocked. If you look in the side view mirror, I'm not rolling out black smoke or anything. My exhaust is still clear. One thing I am noticing right away is I don't have to get into the throttle as much to maintain speed. Right now I'm going about 57, 58 miles an hour, and I'm not having to get into the throttle hardly at all.